Hey guys, what up? Nick here. We've been working on this house for about a month now. They told me they were done, so I'm gonna come give it a final walkthrough. We're gonna see if they finished, see if they did everything right, if the list is complete and all that before we hand it back to the client. Pulling up, before I even got out of the truck, I know we're not done, at least with the outside, because there's a screen sitting there. We don't leave trash. Empty water bottle, rugs and all this other shit. We don't leave that. So I'm definitely pulling them back over here to at least come clean this up. But let's see how the inside looks. If you guys remember, this was full of carpet, old nasty, smelly, stinky carpet. It had a bunch of furniture in here. It was really just dirty. The paint looked bad. So number one, we took all the trash out. As you can tell, there's nothing left in here. Number two, ripped up all the carpet and padding. Well, when we ripped up all the carpet and padding, if you saw the last video, we had about a 4-inch slope in the floor from both angles. What had happened was right under here, a joist had snapped in the center of the house, 2 of them. So what we had to do, we ripped the carpet up, we ripped the padding up. After we did that, we cut the subfloor open. We got down there, jacked up either side of them with a bottle jack, you know, like almost like a car shop. Jacked up either side of it, sistered the joists, put the new wood in, left the bottle jacks there as additional support holding it up. Then we put the subfloor back. Then we put the floor down. So you can see in here, we had an older, cheaper linoleum. We like LVP, so we carried it all the way through the house. You'll remember this was an old, dingy, dated, burned up, whatever Formica. It was all old cabinets. You can see we've got our standard white shaker cabinets here. We got this really nice, deep, one large bowl sink. I'm a big fan of these. Some people like them, some people don't. I guess let us know in the comments what your thoughts are, but I really like these big one bowl sinks. I have one at my house. The only difference here is we went for mica instead of quartz or granite. We are in a little bit of a cheaper market out here. There was also a bunch of trash and furniture and everything in here. So we got all that out. We did all the new plugs, plates, and switches. Another mistake, this should be a GFCI. So you can see that one is a GFCI. The rule here is anything within 6 feet of water should be on a GFCI. Now, you can trip one of them to where if it trips, it'll trip the rest of them, but I'm not a fan of that. I wanna put, this is easily within 6 feet, I wanna put a real GFCI in there, so we need to send them that. But other than that, they also need to fix this. I don't like how the switches are in the covers. Those should be flush, so they're gonna have to come back and fix that up. So far we got some trash left out on the outside, not a big deal. Come here for an hour and just clean it up. We got 2 quick electrical swaps, 15 minutes maybe, but they definitely need to come back and do that. Now, the countertops look good, the cabinets look good. We weren't originally gonna do a backsplash here, but then we decided, let's do a backsplash. So they did that. So I don't believe there was a backsplash here before, but there is now. So the kitchen, 9 out of 10, living room, 10 out of 10. A little bit of cleanup to do there. They obviously painted the door or something and did not clean up the glass, so another point. We come into the bathroom, and if you guys remember this bathroom, it was completely disgusting. Everything was old, everything was dirty, the toilet was all winterized and everything else. So you can see new tub, new hardware, nice tile shower. We used to have an old cheap surround in here, so nice tile shower now. This here is interesting. We did not replace any of the windows, but whoever buys this place is definitely gonna wanna frost that glass or something. Maybe a little vinyl roll over it. But this room was disgusting. Now it's nice, it's tiled, nice paint color, new dual flush toilet, water efficient. Got a nice new vanity that doesn't work. Caught that out of the corner of my eye, so they're gonna have to come back and fix that. Nice new Madison cabinet, but this is why it's important to final walk these things, right? If you just turn it over to the client and say, hey, it's good, you're done, and then they come in here and they're like, well, the vanity doesn't work. Well, that outlet's not a GFCI. That switch isn't a good plug. It's not a good look, right? So we need to come through and final walk it. We come in this room, and this room was a mechanical room. It is still a mechanical room. We painted in here so you can see the color's different. We put just a new accordion door on the closet here. Now, I know a lot of people don't like these, but this is not your cheap, flimsy accordion door. I mean, that's a tougher plastic, thicker accordion door. So they're not the cheapest doors you can get. They're not the most expensive, but in a cheaper market like this, they're plenty durable. New floor vents, we put the new LVP down. We put the new lights in. We put, actually I believe we just painted this door and put new hardware on. The, what I would call primary bedroom. We made a good choice there. I'm happy with it. We'll show you that in a second. But this bedroom was old carpet, just like the rest of the house. Stinky, smelly, bad paint color or just outdated paint color, old trashy doors, you know, old busted lights. We went LVP throughout the whole house. New plugs, plates, switches. We didn't put any blinds here. We're leaving blinds for the buyer to decide. Some people want white, some people want black, some people want wood, whatever it is, we'll let them make that decision. New lights, new closet doors, new floors. Again, seamless LVP throughout. It's new now, but in what I would call the master bedroom, even though it's only a 2-bedroom house, it had this paneling when we started. We kicked around the idea of do we paint the paneling or do we leave it? Well, we went with, and I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but this has a slight green tint to it. I don't know how it looks on camera, but it's slightly green. So an olivey tinted green with this natural wood, it looks really good. And the wood doesn't clash. So the LVP is very close to this, so it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Overall, I'm pretty happy we kept the paneling because this was also carpet, this was also old lights, old doors, all that stuff. But keeping the paneling and just cleaning it up, I think it came together really well. And then we just painted it, so it looks pretty good. The master, I would say 10 out of 10. In here, I would say 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm docking them is because they left trash in the closets and they painted the closet, so good job there, but they left trash in it. Leaving trash is a huge pet peeve of mine. We don't do that. So 9 out of 10 in there. I'll give them a 10 out of 10 in here, but luckily for them, they didn't have to do much there. I'll give it, I don't know if it's an 8 or a 9. I'm somewhere between an 8 and a 9 in here. I guess let me know what you think. They need to come back and fix those things. I'll give it a 9 out of 9 here, just for the window should have been cleaned up. And this window should have been cleaned up. Again, quick, easy stuff. This room, I'm gonna give it an 8. There's just a couple misses here. So this, gotta take a point for that. Nobody wants their switches sunk in the wall. Gotta take a point for this, for not being a GFCI. I did check the plumbing. There is no leaks, but they left a couple of their tools here. They left a couple drill bits here, and that's DeWalt stuff. That's not cheap. So I'm gonna take a point for that. So 8 out of 10 in the kitchen, whatever I said it was. But fortunately, they're right down the street working on another house. We're gonna have them back here either this afternoon or tomorrow morning and clean this all up so it's done. So there's a look at a final project of ours, 99% of the way done. If you wanna see another before and after we did, click right here.